Hello, World Wide Web, and welcome to another episode of Raw Emotions with your host, B Brown Revolutionary.
And your good sis, Sunshine Lorena.
Yes, and today we want to unpack some things that's going on in the world, and it seems like until people really take it serious, it's going to continue to go on. That's online predators.
Yeah,
Parents, beware.
yes. Be very aware.
Be very aware. So, do you want to just come out with the video first and foremost,
Yeah,
just to give them an idea of where we're going to be going with this situation?
right.
Um,
So this,
because, yeah,
I opened up my news feed and I look about news all over the place. And this right here caught my attention because it's like I have a child that's 11 years old, so it kind of piqued my interest. And we all know children, whether they're your kids, your kids' friends, they all play games online and they're all susceptible to these kind of people. So you got to be careful.
that's right. And the connection went out just a little bit. You know how when we start talking about those heavy topics, things start happening. But anyway, let's get into this video right quick.
Where a man now in jail accused of kidnapping an 11-year-old girl from Wayne, New Jersey. This happened last month after the two met on a popular online gaming platform, Roblox. The girl was reported missing from Wayne around 7 in the morning and found that day 135 miles away in Delaware. It's still unclear exactly how she was kidnapped. Roblox has more than 54 million users each day, and nearly half of them are under the age of 13.
Yes.
Social media platforms, as well as the gaming platforms, have security protocols and preferences that are there based upon age appropriate use. And those protocols can be handled or changed by the user.
Roblox says it is working with law enforcement on the investigation and insists it's working tirelessly to prevent grooming on the platform. Where a man now in jail.
All
I mean,
right.
this ain't the first time some seedy stuff that came out in regards to Roblox. There has been,
Yes.
you remember how they were saying they were having really intimate relations on Roblox, how they could have people that get undressed for money on Roblox. So Roblox has not been a place that I feel that actually been safe for kids in the first place.
Mm. And it's supposed to be for kids.
Exactly. Look at the graphics. The graphics are there to entice the children to come and look at them and play on that game. Granted,
Yeah,
it's a place for kids like to meet other kids, have fun, but you find these predators all over the place to just invade these spaces, and look what happens with these kids.
exactly. And let me say this, parents, stop putting these tablets, phones, iPads, and all these things in your children's hands without monitoring the situation. Like, stop being lazy. Just take a moment to check out and see what, and if you don't know what's going on, go to somebody that do before you just hand these devices. You don't put the world in your child's hand. Little do you know.
Make sure you check these inboxes of these places that y'all kids are playing on, Roblox and TikTok and Instagram. All these places. These are the places that these perverts go to find your children to take them away from you.
Exactly. And it's very heartening that this type of stuff is going on. But, the reality is we have sickos in the world, and that's exactly what they be on.
Exactly. Some really bad, like demonic stuff. Now, granted, the girl was found a week later. The 11-year-old child a week later, not too far from her home. Nonetheless, like, how was she able to get away? How was he able to even pick her up? Why are the parents not paying her that much attention where somebody can just come in and abduct her like that?
Exactly. My
Like what?
thoughts exactly.
hmm You have to be careful. And then they pretend to be other people. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? These people will go online and say that there's some 12, 13-year-old kid when in reality it's some sick, perverted 42-year-old man trying to groom your child to kidnap them.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's so very sad that this is the reality of the world that we live in, but it's very much so the reality because not only has she been kidnapped, but honey, there's numerous cases behind this case.
Mhm.
When you want to start talking about this stuff happen every day.
Exactly.
Every
Going
day.
even going way back to when social media just became like a big thing all over the place. Like there was a girl that was kidnapped in 2002. What was her name? Alicia. She was abducted by a man she met online while gaming.
And it's no excuse. Well, I don't know nothing about this thing. I don't know. Find
No,
out about it. Find out about it. Your life, your child's life could depend on it.
exactly. You don't know who's talking to these kids, what they're saying to them, how they're twisting words and twisting situations. Because kids actually feel more freedom talking to strangers, and that's sad within itself that you can't don't feel like you can come talk to your own parents about things in
Yeah.
itself. Nonetheless, they tell these people things and they find ways to manipulate them to get them to want to come and talk to them and be with them, and they snatch them up and their parents never see them again.
Yep. Which brings me to another story of this young lady named Alicia.
Yes.
Alicia, this was around about 2002, wasn't it?
Yep. On New Year's Day.
So Alicia, who was 13 years old at the time, disappeared from her suburban home in Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
And she had developed this relationship with this person online who she thought was a 14-year-old girl.
Exactly.
And it turned out that the 14-year-old Christine was a 42-year-old man.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they be doing. They have to
Yeah.
identify with them and be like, "Oh, girl, yeah, my parents are like that too." Blah 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 blah. While they grown, it's just strange.
And this man did some unspeakable things to this poor child because that's exactly what she was.
Yeah.
But actually, how he did it was Christine introduced her to him as a friend, and he eventually abducted her.
Hmm.
And we actually have a little video. It's 5 minutes. I don't see why we can't watch it. Let's bring this video in because I really, really, really want these parents to understand that the world is on
Hmm.
these phones. Anything connected to the Wi-Fi,
Yes,
you
you
can
have
find out, you can
anything,
see, you can
anywhere,
hear
everything.
anything. That's why these children so grown.
Hmm.
They up there watching Friday. Friday is not a child's movie.
It's not.
Okay?
It's
Any of these adult movies are not for children. They do a lot of cussing.
in
And
situations.
and they make a lot of reference to adult grown stuff. And you wonder why your child running around here being too grown.
Hmm.
Because when they get on the internet, they can watch, you can watch anything on YouTube. You can watch anything on Twitter, especially Twitter. You can watch anything on the internet. Do y'all know that there's porn sites on the internet?
Yeah, I have small children, and their phones are restricted to the max. They can't download anything without me knowing about it. So yeah, I don't live that life. I check search engines, I check history, I check all of that. Messages, everything.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to tell nobody how to parent their child, but what I am saying is that be aware. Like, I understand a lot of adults be busy and stuff, but baby, it's your duty as a parent to keep your child safe.
Hmm. These people
And
come all over the globe looking for your child.
honey, you can look up and your child will end up in Dubai, honey,
Mhm. Gotta be
somewhere.
gotta be careful. And unspeakable things being done to them. Like you don't want that. You gotta be careful with these. with these things that you give your children to watch and listen to and play on.
Let's listen to a little bit of this story. You ready, Sunshine?
Hmm.
Hear about Alicia's story. This is for educational purposes only.
My name is Alicia Kozakevich, and when
Hold on, look at that old school computer, y'all.
Girl,
So you know this is old school, baby.
I feel aged just looking at that picture. I feel like my
Exactly.
of
Exactly. But just to let you know, it don't matter how old a computer is, baby, they can get through to your
exactly.
child.
And this was in in the beginning stages of like the online fad. So
Yeah. So let's keep it moving.
I was 13 years old, I was abducted by an internet predator.
In 2002, I was totally clueless as to the dangers of the internet. My daughter was sitting in a common room talking to a box. You know, to my mind, that's what she was doing. All of the knowledge of the world is is able to be gotten now through the internet.
I'm glad she said that
hmm
because it's true. All the knowledge in the world can be seen, heard, gotten from the internet. And baby, that's not a box. That's an open gateway to the outside world. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Alicia had been engaging in online discussions with Scott Tyree, who was then a 40-year-old computer programmer from Herndon, Virginia. He was interested in sadomasochistic activity. He wanted to be a master for teen slave girls.
Mm,
Now, do you hear that foolishness?
mm.
Do you hear that foolishness? Now, Sunshine, you know they're going to say some of the words that's probably going to get us violated, but honey, it is what it is. This is for educational purposes, and I feel like a lot of these people need to pay attention and listen and hear what these people have to say.
And very much a trigger warning to anyone that is watching.
That is true. And if you would like to donate to the channel, we'll let y'all know because I'm more than sure this video will not be monetized.
At all.
Let's keep it moving.
He was looking for a child to make his sex slave. And Alicia was just starting to use the computer at that time and starting to use the internet and to engage in discussions of a sexually curious nature. And she talked with him about some of these activities, which I'm convinced she had no idea what he was talking about. And then on New Year's Day of 2002, we were having a family dinner. And between dinner and dessert, as I was clearing the table, Alicia went up to her room. And we called her down for dessert, and she was gone.
Just that fast.
I trusted him wholeheartedly. He was a friend, no matter what. He was my best friend and confidant. Tell him anything. He had the answer for any question. I remember opening the door and feeling the wind bite my face and being at the top of the hill and hiding behind a tree. And when I said, you know what, why am I here? You know, my senses came back for a moment. Why am I here? And I went to turn around and he called my name.
So when he brought Alicia to his home, he immediately abused.
Okay, we're just going to kind of mute that little part.
Yeah. But see that's what they do. They find these young girls that probably don't get too much attention at home, and then they groom them into thinking like that they are the only person that understands them and can that the only person that they can relate to. So these,
Yep.
especially these young girls, they will go and just to go to be with them to feel like they have someone that like quote unquote loves them and understands them and all this other stuff when it's really just a person that's out there that wants to snatch you up to do horrible, horrible things to you. You have
Right.
to be careful.
Exactly. Exactly.
to his friends, to his network. And it was one of those individuals who saw this activity that reported it to law enforcement.
So let me just tell y'all what she said on that part.
Mm-hmm.
She said that he basically, once he got her, he did unspeakable acts to her, anything you can pretty much think of, something that adults shouldn't do to children, okay?
Fact.
And he was putting this stuff out on the internet.
For people to watch, probably pay for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the people that seen it ratted on him.
As they should have.
And thank God they did, because if they wouldn't have, I'm more than sure that girl would have never got rescued.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it moving, Sunshine.
Well, he held me captive by a chain to my neck
Mm,
and a locked collar
mm.
for 4 days. And he had a dungeon in the basement. And I mean, let your worst nightmares come to your mind, and that's what happened. You know,
That's so sad. That's just
he was
pitiful.
beaten and raped and tortured and treated like an animal.
Mm, mm.
They rescued him. That morning, before he left for work, he said, what did he say? He said, "I'm starting to like you too much.
What?
So we're gonna go for a ride tonight."
What? What? I'm starting to like you too much.
Sicko. And believe it or not, these people are in our society more than you know.
We work with them, ride the bus with them, drive past them, drink coffee with them, say hello to them every day.
Mm, mm, mm. Once again, this is for educational purposes. Trigger warning, but pay attention, especially parents.
At which point I knew that it was do or die.
At the time the FBI entered Tyree's residence, Alicia was chained to the floor in his bedroom. She had a locked collar around her neck, and she was wearing just her panties. And the FBI immediately gave her a jacket, and she was very frightened.
They came in and busted down the door, and I was relieved, extremely relieved, once I saw those 3 letters, FBI, on the back of their jackets in bold yellow letters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a feeling you can describe. It's being at the end of the rope, feeling like you're about to die, and then somebody saying, "Oh, no, you get a second chance at life, here you go." And I feel that I was rescued for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that reason is to save kids from the same thing happening to them, to show them that it can happen to them. That this is
Yes,
real. This isn't a horror story,
it's surely not.
a movie.
Nope.
This is real. These people exist.
Real life situations, baby.
You have to be so careful. Now, the person that did that to her is serving out a 20-year sentence. Only 20 years.
Mm.
Only 20 years.
You know, I hate to say it, but you get more time for like selling drugs
Yep.
than you'll get for doing something crazy like this.
Torturing a child, you only get 20 years. That's disgusting. He should
Yeah.
be spending the rest. of his natural life and any life thereafter in jail. Because don't forget, remember that guy that was serving a life sentence? He died in prison and then they brought him back to life. So technically, he served his prison term. That's
Mm-hmm.
why they have that 20 years plus or life plus. That's why they do that.
Mm.
It's crazy.
Mm. And this fool was posting images and stuff of her online, and some people enjoy that type of stuff. And it's so sad. But I am so glad that she was able to be found and she able to tell her story. Now,
Exactly.
even though this is not something that I just don't think people take it as serious as they need to. It's still happening
Yes, every day. Every day is happening. Every single day. It doesn't make any sense.
every single day. Which brings me to another one. We have numerous stories to tell you guys about because we want you guys to get it in your head that this is not a joke.
This
None
is
of
all
this.
this is
Yeah.
all this is happening in 2023. Okay? 2023. This is happening. This story
Yeah.
happened in March of this year.
Right. And this time a girl was abducted by a man she met while gaming online,
Once again.
and she was found locked in his shed.
In a whole nother state.
Yep.
So you cross state lines with a minor.
Yep.
What were your intentions, sir? They weren't to buy her cupcakes and ice cream.
I
What
mean,
do? Texas is close to the border. Don't get it twisted.
oh, it's really just disgusting to me.
Exactly.
And I'm so for real. Like, mm-mm.
Listen.
It's
Jorge
disgusting.
Jorge Ivan Santos Camacho, 34, was charged with child abduction, human trafficking, indecent liberties, felonious restraint, and a string of various grape charges. Come on now.
Mm.
This is what they do while these kids are online. These
Yeah.
sick people find them and they groom them and they get these kids to willingly come to them so they can do these things to these babies.
Yeah. This is true. And just so you understand where we at with this, let me pull a picture up, honey. Oh, because we have pictures.
Yes, we have pictures, we have videos, we have all this. But it's just
Yep. There he is right there. And do you see the shed right there? The green one?
mm-hmm.
Here, let me help you a little bit more. This one. That's where the poor child was at. Yep. That's where she was at.
Look at that small thing. It's what was he planning to do with that child?
Well, I think he just didn't plan on getting caught. He just was going to keep satisfying his crazy self.
And take her over the border?
Yeah, probably so. Because it's very, very close.
Exactly. This is what they do. And it's not like it's not like it's everyone, but there are sickos out there that find your children, that find your most vulnerable children, and they do these horrific things to them. That's what they
Um,
do.
I would like to say hello to Quell is in the building.
Hey, well, how
Thank
are
you
you?
for coming through. And she says, well, what did he do to the ones he doesn't like? Exactly, honey. Come on
Hmm.
with it.
Questions. We have them.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
because,
what they caught him with.
yeah,
It's crazy. You have to be careful with your children online. You have to.
you sure do. You have to be. It's not even a question anymore because at this point in time, there's no telling what can happen.
Well, we know
Uh,
what.
say that again,
Well,
Sunshine.
We know what can happen: trafficking, rape, unaliving, all kinds
Mm-hmm.
of things. But this is how you have to set up precautions. You have to set up like parental locks. Once again, anything your child has to log into, download, make sure it comes to your phone. As a parent, just set up these parameters that it makes it a little bit harder for people to have access.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Make make it more complicated. Stop with all the Instagram pages and things like that. I
Right.
I have young children. I don't find that it's appropriate for them to have pages. I understand parents are going to do what they're going to do. That's that's how they gain access to your children. So you never know
Exactly.
what can happen, what's going on. You never know.
And it says here in the article that the investigation uncovered security footage near the girl's home, which captured a suspect vehicle. Police said. That's another thing. Y'all, cameras done got so cheap. If you got Wi Fi, you can
Yes,
have surveillance at your home.
anywhere.
Like,
Ring. I know
seriously.
everybody got a ring camera. Everybody got a ring camera.
You don't even have to have a Ring camera at this
Mm,
point in time. You could
That's
just like cameras are so cheap now. Like
hmm
you can get a decent camera for like $20, $30 now.
people don't seem to understand that CCTV be out there. They gonna find a way to find a way to find out what they want. So it's best just to leave things where they at. Be upstanding citizens. What y'all
Exactly.
expecting children for?
And don't get it twisted. Just because you are an adult, which is you're an adult as 18, that don't mean you still can't get abducted. Because in this next story, this 18-year-old was found unalived after meeting a man online for a date, authorities say.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the story. We got a little video. Let's pull it up. I know this is kind of a heavy topic, but it needs to be talked about. It needs to be said. Like,
We have to learn to have these hard conversations so that we can monitor the safety of our children better.
exactly,
It takes a village.
exactly,
It does.
exactly. And this was published July 6, 2020.
Transgender teenager who was found dead in Union County. Joshua Newton reportedly drove to Lawrence, South Carolina on June 30th to pick Kirsten Williamson up for a date. That's the last time Williamson was seen alive. Her body was found on Tuesday in Monroe. Newton was charged with murder, and his girlfriend, Victoria Smith, was charged with accessory after the fact.
Mm.
WBTV's Cam Gaskins is live outside the Union County Sheriff's Office with the latest on this case.
Hold on, time out. Did you see? Did you see how he was looking when they were reading it?
Yes.
Oh my God, he was in disbelief. But let's let him continue on.
Yeah, that's right, Molly. So we spoke tonight with Promise Edwards, who was a very close friend of Jacob Williamson's. And she tells us tonight that for the last month or so, he was finally starting to live the life that he wanted. She even took him in to live with her after he started transitioning initially, and some of his family members did not accept him. And she says tonight it's just incredibly difficult to accept that he's gone. This story is all new at 11.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that I told Jacob was, be careful. I love you. I will talk to you tomorrow.
When Promise Edwards said goodbye to Williamson on June 30th, she never expected it to be their last conversation.
This is not right. It would never hurt anybody.
Edwards has been a family friend and known Williamson since birth. She says when Williamson, born a female, started transitioning as a transgender man, some of his family didn't accept him. So she took him in and gave him a safe space to be himself.
This world was so cruel to Jacob for his entire life. And I find peace in knowing that in the last month and a half, he found peace. And now he's finally at peace.
She also says during the last month and a half, Williamson started a new online relationship with Joshua Newton from Monroe. According to you, Sheriff's deputies, Newton came to pick up Williamson for a date on June 30th. Deputies say they believe he took Williamson to a house somewhere along Bethpage Lane in Monroe. When Edwards never heard from her friend, she came to Union County to pass out these flyers, hoping Williamson would be found okay. On Tuesday, that hope turned to heartbreak.
This is our reality
Such
now.
a shame.
Our reality is missing somebody.
What'd you say, Sunshine?
That's such a shame. Like, why would you do that to that person?
I'm gonna hold my thoughts until the end. Hold on.
That never deserved to go away like this.
Edwards wants to leave all of us with this message that she wants anyone with children to hear.
Please, 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 please express to them how unsafe it is to go with people online, how unsafe it is to get in the car with anybody that you do not know.
Yeah, I mean, you just hear the pain in Edwards' voice right there. Now, today I did ask the Union County Sheriff's Office if Williamson's gender identity might have played any role in this homicide, and I was told at this time there is not enough evidence to confirm that this was a hate crime. Anyone with any information is asked to contact the Union County Sheriff's Office. Reporting live in Monroe, I'm Cam Gaskins, WBTV on your side.
I had no idea that that child was a transgender. Did you know, Sunshine?
Yes.
Okay. I had no idea. That's it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy.
It makes it have so many more layers to the conversation. Do you know what I'm saying? Not that it was supposedly to be
Yes.
in that fashion. However, it is what it is. This is what happens to all children, not just children that we consider to be regular children. This is all children of
Exactly.
all fashions.
Quell says, sure do. I know of someone, the man was reaching out through a music app. And you know what? I heard that some people was reaching out through a music app as well, Quell. I think it was called Musically at one point in time. And
Yes, it was.
I think it transitioned over to TikTok.
Yes, it was.
Because I definitely heard about that before, Quell.
You and me both.
That is so crazy. Well, let's get into some of these statistics because at the end of the day, you know, awareness and knowledge is definitely something that we all need to be aware of. You know, even if you don't have children, I know you're looking out for the children in the neighborhood. It says social media kidnapping statistics. The FBI received 365,348 reports of missing children in 2020. Can you imagine how many it's been in 2023?
Oh my God.
For one thing, I know that hundreds of children been missing in Ohio a month at a time. And Sunshine, we must do a story on that as well.
Yes. We can do that one. We can do that one.
Okay. 70% of kids in the United States would accept a friend request regardless of the sender. Abductors use social media because of the lower risk of detection. 82% of child sex crimes stateside have started on social media. 90% of kids will have some kind of social media presence by the time they are 2. Ooh. And that's because people share pictures of their children.
They make whole pages for their children the day they are born.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not throwing Krishan under the bus, but honey, her baby wasn't even the baby wasn't even an hour old yet. I think that baby had a page.
And he had 300 and something thousand followers as well.
Wow.
Off of one picture.
Are you serious?
Yes, off of one picture, he had 365,000 followers plus. Yes.
Wow. I had no idea that. It says 56% of parents share embarrassing information about their children on social media.
Which give these predators an in to to grooming your child. It gives them a way to show them love and compassion, and I care more about you than your mom or your dad do. Look how they embarrass you. Look how I love them.
Uh-huh.
Come
Uh-huh.
with me. Come with me. That's how they get into their brains and things like that. Yes.
Yes, yes. And I'm about to post this link so you can
Mm.
go and read some of this yourself. I'm not going to read all of it, but let's just read the first one. In 2020, the NCMEC cyber tip line received more than 21.7 million reports. That's up from
Listen,
16.9 million reports in 2019. Yeah, we talk about 2019, 2020. It's 2023. Can you only imagine?
yes.
Can
Once
you
again,
only imagine?
God.
It says the National Center for Missing or Exploited Children has what's called the cyber tip line, where children can anonymously report instances of online threats. The vast majority of the reports the helpline received in 2020, 21.4 million, were from electronic service providers.
Come on now. Come on now.
Number two says in 2020 there were 365,348 reports of missing children, according to the FBI. Baby, I hate to tell y'all, but that number done went up.
Yes. Exponentially.
Also, number three says the FBI expects a rise in social media and internet kidnapping cases amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
And there was.
And it was, and it was.
And it was.
Nobody is to be trusted when it comes to your child.
You have to be vigilant and vigilant in protecting your children from anyone that they meet online. Why are
Yeah.
you talking to a child online? Who are you? Where are you from? Where are your parents from? Why did you contact this person? What are you doing? Like, and these people are so twisted that they really can sound like these age bracket of children.
Yeah. And not only that, AI has been introduced to the
Yes,
world now.
that's
So,
what.
do you know they can take a snippet of your voice and make your voice say anything they want your voice to say? Do you know that?
That's what is so scary.
Like, they got a diss track to Puff Daddy from Tupac. And when I tell you it sounded just like Tupac, when I heard it, I was floored. I was like, wow, that's Tupac. That ain't nobody else but Tupac.
Altering voices and trying to get kids where they're most vulnerable, when they're most vulnerable. This is how these people get in. These kids, how much time do these kids spend on their tablets, on the gaming systems, on their cell phones, talking to quote unquote anonymous people?
And let me just tell you, this says the majority of kids accept friend requests regardless of whether they know the person. And this right here says that while you might not be able to track a suspicious social media profile without help from the authorities, you can find out who's calling or texting your child by running a reverse phone lookup. These services are also helpful for adults who receive annoying or disturbing calls and texts from unknown numbers.
Hmm. Once again, you can go to the website that is posted in the comments. Read through that.
Yeah.
Make sure you are keeping your child as safe as humanly possible because it is crazy in these streets. They are stealing these babies and they're getting money for them.
Yeah,
They're getting
they
money
are.
for the
They
people that
are.
do horrible, horrible things to them. They're getting money for them. So just please be mindful of who your children are talking to online.
That's right.
I
That's
take my
right.
kids out every night. They can't sleep with no phone in their room. No, no, thank you. Give me your phone.
That's right.
Who you talking to on the overnight? You don't need that phone. Good night. Mm-mm. And I check phones. I don't care. I don't care about nobody's privacy. You don't have no privacy.
Yeah.
You don't pay no bills.
And then look at this number 11, y'all. It says a set of hashtags are associated with digital kidnapping.
Mm.
Several hashtags, mostly notably adoption RP, orphan RP, and baby RP, could very likely, significantly, be digital kidnapping. These hashtags tell viewers that the person behind the post is role playing and the pictures are part of their Fox life, according to the digital and internet kidnapping statistics. Baby, when I tell you they got all type of tricks.
Now listen to this. I saw this post on Facebook. This was a little while ago. And they were like, you can purchase children on the marketplace. I believe it was on Facebook. Yeah.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
They were
Yeah,
saying
because
they will post pictures of like mattresses with a child in front of it and say,
yeah, furniture.
yeah, in front of furniture, things like that. And that's how slick they are. They'd say, oh, truck for sale, but there was a kid in the truck. And that's what you're really purchasing, not the truck, but the actual child in the picture. They're slick like that. And that's what they abduct your children for, to post them to websites like that so people can purchase them and do horrible things to them. We have to be careful.
Mm, mm, mm.
Remember that? That was so twisted. I was like, why? I was like, wait, so why? I was like, oh my God, I did not even see this until you said something.
It's
Okay,
so
this is
wild.
reporting. I reported all those photos. It was just twisted,
It's
twisted.
wild. It's so wild. But once again, this live is for educational purposes only.
Yes.
Please pay attention, parents. This is your warning. And let's just be real, it's not enough coverage about this type of stuff because they expect you to be responsible. People are not responsible for your responsibilities. However,
Mm.
it used to be it takes a village to raise a child. Honey, the village just has crumbled, honey.
And everybody on their solo dolo.
People on their solo dolo. However, I like to look out for people, kids, and stuff like that because it's crazy. It don't make any sense.
Hmm.
It
It
just
doesn't.
don't make any sense to know that a child is innocent. They don't know no better. That's how they end up in their predicaments because they
Hmm.
don't know any better.
Hmm. You have to be a safe space to your child to talk to and want to talk to. And so that if anything is going on with them, no one can find that little niche to go in and work on their psychologies to make them feel like you as the parent is the enemy and they should go with those people. We have to be we have to embrace our kids so that they feel comfortable talking to us because that's how they get in and that's how they snatch up our babies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, Sunshine, do you have anything else you would like to say before we end this live?
Just look out more for one another. Take the time to step outside of your own self, see different perspectives, and learn to be at peace and not at war with the people. Hey, Queen, how you doing, hon?
Hey, Seafood Queen.
How
Thanks for
you
coming through.
doing?
This is so very true, Sunshine. Awareness.
Mhm,
Awareness, people. Awareness.
mhm,
Don't get so caught up in your life that you forget to keep a check on your child. Even when I know when they start to get 13, they're like, dang, mama, why you all in my business? Dang, daddy, you all.
'Cause
Baby, keep it going. Keep it going.
mhm,
Keep it going. They'll never understand how safe they will be until they're not. Okay?
yeah,
Yeah. They are. They're growing up too fast. Yeah, because once again, like we said, it's the world is at their fingertips at this point in time.
yeah.
So when the world is at your fingertips, guess what? You start learning stuff that you ain't got no business knowing.
And talking to people that you don't have no business talking to.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all in the social media, honey. And that's what social media has done to the world. And let's not blame it on social media because guess what? Social media can be a good thing. It
Mhm,
really can. It really can. Like we can be knowledgeable about anything now. Yeah, we can. But a lot of people use it for evil. Some people use it for good. Let's be real. You gonna always have that give or take.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, grown men are looking at kids nowadays. They are. Sunshine, remember when I was on the phone with you the other day and you had to check this man for looking at your 11-year-old child?
My 12-year-old daughter, yes, I sure did, and I do it
12,
again.
my bad.
I do it
Yeah,
again. I do it
yeah.
again. Listen, behind mine, I'll lay you out. Like, please don't play with my babies. Please don't. I'm not that mom. I'm one of those. Just,
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those. Man,
Exactly.
cat, dog, granny, 8-month-old baby. Don't play with my kids. Just let it be known.
Let it be known.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. Cause baby, what you don't do, you don't play with no mama. A mama
Not
will listen. And then when she call on daddy, he gonna come and he gonna act a real fool.
listen.
Come
Play with
on.
your mama. Don't play with this mama. Play with yours. Don't play with this one.
Okay. We got to protect our children, and that's all it boils down to. I don't care if it's not your child.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it as if it is your child, because you don't want your child in a bad situation, especially
Mm-hmm.
if you can help them. So
Exactly.
let's keep that same energy for all children.
And do. And do.
Exactly. Exactly. Seafood Queen said, "No, you don't." I know that's right. You don't play. You don't play with a mother's child, baby. A mother, a mother will unalive you behind their child.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. Orange and real cute on me too. I got the bright skin tone. My hair cute too. Look real good on me.
You know what? The
I,
orange is new black. I'm through with it.
I would rock that jumpsuit. Play with me. Fresh fanny pack every day. Don't play with me. Locks fresh today. Don't play.
At the end of the day, we don't want to have to go there, but let's for real. Let's be more aware of what's going on in your children's lives.
Mm-hmm.
These tablets, these phones,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I know all children have access to the internet and phones these days, but take the time out to talk to your child and let them know. You know what, Sunshine? Maybe we need to do some classes, some online classes.
Yeah. It's called take it away. Just take it and away it.
Yeah.
I don't be. No, I don't. I just be telling the truth. That's how I feel on the inside. Okay. That's what I feel on the inside. I be
Yeah.
talking. Don't play with my babies. I
We
swear.
need to go into, showing these parents how, because I'm pretty handy with electronics and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. We need to teach these parents how to get inside stuff and how to look past some of the stuff, that the children know how to do, that the parents don't know how to do. And we also need to talk about sex education as well.
Facts. Because some folks just don't understand.
Yeah. But that's going to be something else that we're going to bring. So y'all just, keep in tune with us, because we got a lot of things that'll be coming up in the future. Because at the end of the day, when Whitney said the children are our future, that is the truth. I don't care how this generation looking right now. They still going to be the ones that have to take over.
Facts. So
Yes.
one mind at a time. If we can change one mind at a time, each one teach one. One ear can reach 1,000. Can reach 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like for real.
Seafood Queen said kids put their mom on do not disturb. That is true. And to be honest, a lot of parents just aren't tech savvy. They're not. They don't know how to, but at some point in time, like I really commend you, Sunshine, because at a certain point in time, baby, them phones coming into your room. Like they
Boy,
don't need them phones at nighttime.
you
Yep,
can't
and
block
they do block them. They
listen,
these children be
listen,
blocking their children on blocking their parents on social media.
listen. You can't block me. You can't put me on no do not disturb. Listen. I got this little. There's something you can put on your kid's phone that if you can't find it, the phone will keep bleeping and bleeping. You gonna keep bleeping and bleeping and bleeping until you answer my phone call. Bleep, I'll wake you up. Bleep, bleep, bleep every 5 seconds. You turn it off and turn it back on. You gonna answer my phone call. Where you at? I don't play.
Right. Well, with that being said, Sunshine, that wraps up our live for today. Online predators, parents beware.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So make sure y'all tune in. Follow Dab TV. Follow myself, Be Brown the Revolutionary, and also follow who?
Me, if I like you like that, though.
You a miss. Okay. Well, y'all just stay tuned. When we go live, trust and believe it's gonna be something that's worth your time because we spreading awareness. This is not about getting on here and doing crazy stuff and playing around. Like it's things that we really need to talk about as a community that we need to get out in the open. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Seafood Queen said, good night, both of you. All right, Seafood Queen, you have a blessed one. Hold on. And she also said, and Mama be the one paying the bill. Honey, don't get us started. Don't get us started now.
I cut a phone off.
Like, don't pay the bill and then don't be in control. Now, Mama and Daddy. Because that's another thing, too. And I'm going to say this and we're going to go. Like, let's not put all the blame on Mother. Like, fathers, step up and take control like you're supposed to. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, y'all have a blessed one, and we will definitely see y'all on the next live. And we out.
Deuces.